losing someone that they care for, they automatically think of death. We've all lost loved ones to this fate, and we know how bad it hurts. And although the feeling of loss never leaves, it's not really something that you're faced with day in and day out. In my opinion, death isn't the worst thing that can happen. As a kid, the factor that shaped the person I am today the most was my friends. I always had a very tight-knit group of friends, and we would have literally done anything for each other. This is why losing one of my best friends in high school was something that changed my life forever. His name is Aaron, and he was one of the most genuine people I was ever lucky enough to meet in my entire life. Throughout the years I've known him, he taught me a lot of things that I will never forget. He's done as much as anyone to make me the person that I am today. Although he was my friend and we were all equals in our eyes, he was also one of my role models, as he was for all of us. He was one of those people that we all know that you recognize the moment you meet them. They're cool, calm, respectful, strong-willed. He was completely hilarious. He could make anyone laugh on the worst day of their life. One perfectly ordinary day, the summer before my sophomore year, I was at work with one of my friends, and his cousin Andrew called us on the phone, and he was talking slow and steady, and we could tell that he was trying to fight back tears. He told us that Aaron was in a car wreck that morning and was in the ICU at the Geisinger Medical Center. He was a passenger in the car that morning with 4 of his friends when the Jeep they were in lost control and rolled off the side of the road. He was thrown from the car and suffered severe head trauma when the Jeep rolled down a hill off the side of the road. The other passengers walked away with nothing more than bruises, and one kid had a broken arm. He was rushed to the hospital and barely survived the accident. His skull was fractured, and none of the doctors could even tell his family what state he would be in when he came out of the coma that he was in, or if he would ever come out of the coma. It was almost 3 weeks before he woke up, and that's when we got the worst news. His brain was so heavily damaged that he would never be the person that he was again, not even close. The entire left side of his body is completely paralyzed. He lost all of the memory from his entire life, and he's reduced to the brain power of a newborn. He could never learn to talk again. He could never mentally develop in pretty much any way, and he would have to be taken care of full-time for the rest of his life. He couldn't recognize any of his friends, any of his family, anything that he had known his entire life, and we all lost a kid that we knew and loved, and were given no hope of ever getting him back. Since the accident, he's been living in his grandparents' house with his mom and his grandparents. His family and his friends take care of him, and they still struggle to pay for his medical bills 3 years after his accident. His family spends a lot of time and effort caring for him daily, and the entire community around him does everything they can to help. We've had t-shirt sales, clothing sales, fundraisers, anything that we could do to help take the burden off of his family. But there's really nothing that you can do that can calm the pain that they feel every time they see him in the crippled state that he's in. The main thing that